Hey everybody, today's music education is on John Mellencamp. Before we do that though, you know the drill. Hit that button, let's help some kiddos. Mellencamp, born in '51, the Seymour, Indiana native, has earned the reputation as one of the greatest songwriter-storytellers of all time. By the age of 14, he was fronting his very first band, Crep Soul. Graduating from Vincennes University, he took a job installing telephones in local homes for the phone company. He actually installed my grandfather's phone line. Making the decision to split for New York City, he was determined to make a name for himself in the music industry. In 1975, he met future manager Tony DeFries, who agreed to release a debut album with MCA if he would change his name to Johnny Cougar. Mellencamp tried to fight it, but with no luck. His first couple albums were failures, but in typical Mellencamp fashion, that did nothing but motivate him further. Rod Stewart's manager showed interest, convinced him to move to London and record Biography, an album never released in the U.S., but it did spawn a #1 hit in Australia with I Need a Lover. His next album, Nothing Matters What If It Did, produced 2 top 40 hits. He was gaining some momentum now. He followed this up with American Fool, the album that provided 3 top 40 hits, a first Grammy, and enough clout to add Mellencamp back to the end of his stage name, John Cougar. In 1983, he built what Rolling Stone magazine said was, quote, the greatest rock and roll band ever assembled, end quote. If you saw a live show, you knew this was a fact. He released another gem that produced 3 more top 40s. His follow-up, Scarecrow, spawned 5. It was during this time that Mellencamp used his fame to begin to bring attention to many socioeconomic issues that affected our entire country, mainly the American farmer. His next few albums continued along the same path of success, with many more popular hits and stories. All told, Mellencamp has sold more than 30 million albums worldwide. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Future Songwriter Hall of Fame inductee, ASCAP Founders Award, one of the greatest storytellers ever. He provided a voice for Middle America for more than a decade by encapsulating the human condition within infectious melodies and working man's rock and roll. Sidecar 1. Born with spina bifida, John had corrective surgery as an infant. Sidecar 2. Heavily influenced by James Brown, his shows are as tight and polished as they come. His bandmates have told me for decades of 8 to 12-hour rehearsal days for several months leading up to tours. Sidecar 3. This is a good one. John was offered the role of Brad Pitt in the movie Thelma and Louise. Fact. Sidecar 4. As many Seymour, Indiana kids like myself from the 80s can attest, it was a special time and place to grow up. The Mellencamp family has always been generous with sharing John's successes with family and friends. I was in the 6th grade and my dad came into my room and said, hey, you want to go over to Belmont and see John's studio? Uncle Joe's downstairs. This was John's Uncle Joe, but we called him Uncle Joe. So we drive over, walk into Belmont, the studio, and Kenny Aronoff and Toby Myers are sitting right there, hanging around doing overdubs. We walk into the console room, and they're mixing down Lonely Old Night. I'm 14 years old, and my dad turns to me and says, there's the next hit, and nobody's even heard it yet. Just impossible to fathom for a kid from Seymour. But Seymour kids were blessed with special moments like this all the time. Thank you, Joe and Richard, for so many of mine. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that one. Have a great day. Please share.